Yo, in today's video, we'll be looking at scary and creepy TikToks that you should not watch before bed.
If you have one of these 5 names, then I'm sorry for you. I hope you don't have one of these names, but if you know someone who does, you should share this video with them as a warning. It has indeed been proven that these names attract spirits 10 times more than usual, both good and very bad ones. Before I give you the names, please be aware that I can only protect my subscribers who have shared, commented, and watched the video until the end.
Y'all heard that, right?
Did you know that by clicking on share and then on WhatsApp, the second person that appears secretly loves you? In 5th place, we have the name Emma, which attracts good spirits. The 4th name that gets a lot of spiritual visits is Emily. In 3rd place, there's the name Leo, which is visited by many spirits. In 2nd place, the name Olivia is one of the worst names, perhaps for bringing a spirit into one's home. Before revealing feeling the top spot, comment your name, like, and share this video. The name that brings the most spirits is Noah. There are 5 other names that are not good for welcoming spirits. If there are enough comments and likes, maybe I could save you, but for now, it's really not certain.
Who is the headless woman in red of Birdcage Walk? This is St. James Park, named after a 13th century leper hospital dedicated to St. James the Less. It is the oldest of the royal parks in London and is also haunted by the Lady in Red. Legend has it that in the 18th century, a soldier from the Coldstream Guards, the oldest army regiment in Britain, lured his wife to St. James's Park under the guise of affection, only to murder her in cold blood. But his heinous act didn't end there. Gripped by madness, he severed her head from her lifeless body and was looking to dispose of her remains in the park's lake, but as he moved to cast her body into the murky depths, he was spotted and stopped by other members of his regiment. Since that fateful night, Birdcage Walk has been haunted by the spectre of the headless woman, her form draped in a tattered red dress stained with the blood from her untimely demise. She is most commonly sighted making her eerie journey from cockpit steps all the way towards the lake.
Do you feel any ghostly apparitions? Yes. Okay.
This is undoubtedly the most horrifying execution method in human history, the Iron Maiden. This tall, coffin-like structure was studded with sharp spikes on the inside. Victims would be forced to stand upright inside, facing the spikes, but the real horror began when the doors slowly closed. As the 2 doors...
Just imagine if that was the crime, the punishment for all crime right now. Yo, no one would do anything. I sure wouldn't. I wouldn't even run a yellow light. I'm stopping.
Shut, the person inside would be impaled by the spikes, but not deeply enough to cause immediate death. Instead, the victim would be trapped in a claustrophobic space, pierced in several places, bleeding and in excruciating pain. The psychological torment of waiting, knowing that any movement could drive the spikes deeper, made the experience even more agonizing. Adding to its horror, some versions of the Iron Maiden had spikes designed to pierce the eyes, ensuring that the last thing the victim saw before being enclosed was the instrument of their impending doom. Though its actual historical usage is debated, the mere concept of the Iron Maiden stands as a testament to the dark creativity of torture methods from the past.
Can you survive your birth month? January has Ghostface. 9 times out of 10, it's just a normal person and probably somebody you know. You should be good. February is Jason Voorhees, and I'm gonna be honest, Jason Voorhees is an undead demon, and he will follow you to the ends of the earth to unalive you. You're done. March has Chucky, everybody's favorite doll. And I'm gonna be honest, I've made the jokes before, just kick him. If he's running at you with a knife or something, it's probably gonna be kinda hard, especially because he always comes back. I'm gonna go with about a 50-50 chance you survive. April has the girl from The Ring. All you have to do is just not watch the tape. It's that simple. May has Leatherface. Just a normal guy, kinda crazy, but just don't pick up a hitchhiker and you'll be fine. June has Pennywise. Now, I'm not talking comic Pennywise, I'm just talking normal movie Pennywise. You can just bully him. It'll be fairly simple. July has Billy the Puppet. Last time I checked, Billy the Puppet just delivers the voice recording so that you can hear to play your game. You should be fine if you get Billy. August has Jeepers Creepers. Buddy comes back every 23rd spring. Just make sure you're not in town. September has Pinhead. Just don't open the box and you'll be fine. October has Michael Myers. Kinda undead, pretty scary. Can't really do much damage to him. Try and run. November has Freddy Krueger. I'm gonna say it, gotta stay awake. Bring him to the real world, pack him out. December, my month has Valak. I don't mess with the ghost. I'm done.
This man was preparing food when he suddenly saw a very creepy silhouette. So he decides to take a closer look at the creature he saw in his fridge, but he's going to regret checking it out. The rest of the video is really creepy, so if you're easily frightened, scroll past it. If you're still here, you should know that I can only protect my subscribers who have shared, commented, and watched the video until the end. Did you know that if you click on share and then on more, and a blue radio app appears, it means your phone is being tracked by someone?
I did not know that. No way.
Pinasok ng lalaking ito ang isang abandonadong bahay na kung saan ito ang kanyang nakunan ng video. Isang matandang babae ang nakasuot ng kulay puti na belo. Kapansin-pansin din ang kanyang muka na animoy namumula at naaagnas na pagka naka-encounter ka ng ganito ay talagang kikilabutan ka.
So what is this though? There's some crazy stuff on TikTok.
Sa isang liblib na lugar naman na ito nakunan ng video ang isang babae na nakalutang sa ere. Ang nilalang ay
She allegedly killed her boyfriend, then blamed a black man. In January 1996, 22-year-old Christopher Hervey was stabbed to death at 3 in the morning in the Santa Ana, California apartment he shared with his girlfriend, Jade Benning. Benning told authorities that a black male had broken in the home and committed the murder. When Benning was interviewed, she made vague statements about what occurred. She also had a small cut on her hand that she said was from struggling with the killer. Despite their best efforts, police were unsure what occurred that early morning, and the case went cold. In January of 2020, authorities received an anonymous letter saying that Benning was behind the murder of Hervey. Police looked back at old interviews, conducted new interviews, and did forensic testing on the evidence they had. Police have not released what they found via the forensic testing, but whatever they found was enough to issue a warrant for Benning's arrest in May 2022. She is currently awaiting trial.
Before she passed, she hid her expensive valuables and now spends the afterlife searching for them. These are the ghost stories from our own backyard, so sit down, dim the lights as I tell you the story of the lost jewels at Prospect House. Richmond in Tasmania is rich with haunted places and ghost stories from the colonial.
Man, I bet Tasmania is haunted. Man, if you look back at the old crimes and atrocities that they committed in Tasmania, a whole people extinct, I'm sure they are haunted.
Times. And one of these spooky stories comes from Prospect House that sits on the outskirts of Richmond, a lovely old home that has now been transformed into a countryside accommodation. This building was originally known as Prospect Villa and was built in the early 1830s by convict labour. It was built for James Buscombe, a highly thought of businessman, who already owned several houses as well as the post office, the general store and what is now known as the Richmond Arms Hotel. James Buscombe and his wife Elizabeth Buscombe both lived at Prospect House for a period of time. James eventually passed away in 1851 and his wife Elizabeth in 1860. Prior to Elizabeth's death, rumours have been going around that she hid her jewels out of distrust somewhere at Prospect House. And before she passed, she had become forgetful and lost the location of her precious jewels. There has been many searches conducted, but the jewels remain lost. It is now said that Elizabeth Buscombe spends the afterlife searching for her missing valuables. A woman dressed in period-style clothing and a big frilly hat has been spotted at Prospect House, possibly looking for something. This mysterious woman has apparently been seen quite frequently on the cellar stairs, sitting down, lost in thought, as if she was trying to remember something. It has also been reported that at times she has been seen descending the staircase, looking around and mumbling something to herself. There is even a story of one visitor who swears that they met an elderly lady on the stairs that matches the description of Elizabeth. And they sat down together and talked for a little while, before parting ways. The freaky thing is though, that apparently his last name was Buscombe too.
This is the scariest and most terrifying ghost captured on camera, and we're live on TikTok right now at this scary haunted museum ghost hunting, doing some of the scariest solo ghost hunts we've ever done.
Would you ever do a solo ghost hunt? Nah, man, because if anything ever happened to you, there ain't nobody else there to witness it, or to save you, or to go down with you, whatever happens.
You can see it walks into the door and runs up the stairs at a very fast pace, faster than most humans can speed walk, making this capture absolutely groundbreaking. It comes back once again, but this time with something in its hand. Could this be a former worker and/or a non-human entity that has been came in contact with before? Believe it or not, this isn't the only ghost captured on camera at this haunted museum. It's been captured on camera playing 2 notes of the piano that was once played by the former worker who unfortunately passed away, and another entity was caught hissing and stomping around while we were alone inside of the building. This TikTok live ghost hunt is going to be the most terrifying one we've ever done. So tune into the live right, because with every gift goal we hit, one of us will be alone inside of the building, vulnerable to what's inside.
This new horror film successfully scared the hell out of me numerous times. If you like movies like Talk to Me, you're bound to like this film. Don't be put off by this movie's title. It's a fun, enjoyable, jumpy ass film. My name's Ricky, I love horror movies, and this is Baghead. So Baghead is slowly starting to gain traction within the horror community. I was lucky enough to be sent a screener for this film, and it centers around a young woman who is struggling financially when she gets an unexpected call letting her know that her estranged dad has recently just passed away, and she has inherited this really old, creepy pub. What she doesn't know is that the basement of this pub holds a secret, and that secret comes in the form of a woman who can communicate with the dead. And whoever owns this pub is the only person who can control this woman. She's not allowed to leave the basement. Our lead character is called Iris, and like I said, she's struggling financially, and she sees this as a business opportunity. People turn up with money, asking to see this woman so they can communicate with somebody that's passed on. That's as far as I'm going to go in regards to the plot. So the thing that got me the most excited about this film was also the thing that was this movie's biggest fault, in my opinion. This movie stars Peter Mullen. If you don't know who Peter Mullen is by name, he is the guy from Session 9, he's in Trainspotting, he's in Tyrannosaur. He is one of these incredibly underrated actors who appears in a bunch of random films but always steals the show. And this movie uses him very sparingly. Every time he's on camera, every time we hear his voice, we are captivated. And I wanted more of him. I wanted much more of him. Like I mentioned at the beginning, this movie's premise is very...
He wants much more of him. Hold on, man. No Diddy.
Very similar to Talk to Me. And I would be interested in seeing whether this movie was written before Talk to Me and how this movie's creators feel about how successful Talk to Me has been. The movie itself isn't a perfect movie. Some of the secondary characters give some shaky performances. I got the feeling that I was watching certain people being directed and acting the way that the director wants on your own. It was really cool.
I told him what happened. He said,
"That's crazy, it ain't real."
So then I pulled him over to come and see what I found.
Hey, I'm down here. I'm gonna get stacked up of like way better material. Oh, hey, it's right. Oh.
Like somebody's in the car. I swear to God, I saw somebody in the car.
I know this cop tripping.
This is some spooky fucking shit right here.
I know he's scared.
I'm gonna call this in the sheriff's department. Don't hear the music no more. Like somebody's in the car.
Yo.
Like somebody's in the car. This is some spooky fucking shit right here.
Yeah, that was scary.
He returns early from his business trip and finds his wife like this.
the biggest coincidence in the world.
Abraham Lincoln was elected to Congress in 1846. John F. Kennedy was elected to Congress in 1946. Abraham Lincoln was elected president in 1860. John F. Kennedy was elected president in 1960. Both presidents were shot on a Friday, and both were shot in the head. Both were particularly concerned with civil rights, and both wives lost children while living in the White House. Now it gets really wicked. Lincoln's secretary was named Kennedy. Kennedy's secretary was named Lincoln. Both were assassinated by Southerners, and both were succeeded by Southerners named Johnson. John Wilkes Booth, who assassinated Lincoln, was born in 1839. Lee Harvey Oswald, who assassinated Kennedy, was born in 1939. Both assassins were known by their three names. Both names were composed of 15 letters. Andrew Johnson, who succeeded Lincoln, was born in 1808. Lyndon Johnson, who succeeded Kennedy, was born in 1908. Now let's get serious. Lincoln was shot at the theater named Ford. Kennedy was shot in a car called Lincoln made by Ford. Lincoln was shot in a theater, and his assassin ran and hid in a warehouse. Kennedy was shot from a warehouse, and his assassin ran and hid in a theater. Booth and Oswald were assassinated before their trials. And here is the best part. A week before Lincoln was shot, he was in Monroe, Maryland. A week before Kennedy was shot, he was in Monroe, but Maryland, if you know what I mean.
No way.
So if you're watching a TikTok video and you accidentally refresh your page and you can't find that video anymore, just go to your search bar and type dot and search. Click on View Your Watch History, and you'll find each and every video you ever watched on TikTok.
You ever noticed why vending machines, there's always a Coca-Cola one and then there's a Pepsi one right beside it? Have you noticed that?
No, I haven't.
So if you go to like a stadium,
yeah,
they usually have one machine
just
and then
all for Coke and Pepsi.
Yeah, and then another one for like the Pepsi products.
Why?
But why would they put it right beside each other? Check this out.
Yeah.
Because if there's a Coke machine, right? You're in your head, your thought process is, okay, am I gonna buy a Coke or not?
Yeah.
But when you see Coke and Pepsi, the thought process in your head is, which one will I get?
Okay.
So you're gonna buy it. It's just which one. So it changes from am I gonna buy to which one do I buy? Now this is real science, fam. This is real like marketing science. Both companies started profiting way more and increased the sales the moment competition was right beside it.
Damn.
Because it no longer became a choice of am I hungry or not? Am I thirsty or not?
They give you options.
It became a which one do I want?
I left my...
That's why it's McDonald's and Burger Kings right next to each other everywhere, right across the street. It's a competition, man. Competition's good for business.
My 16-month-old son alone for 10 days while I went on...
This AI stuff is crazy. Like, the fact that this is not a real person talking. I mean, it looks fake, but real at the same time. I don't like these AI videos.
Man was getting home from work when this was captured on video.
So I'm standing outside right now, and I don't know if y'all can hear that, but these weird sounds are coming from that tree line, and I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I know y'all can hear that. There's no way you can't hear that.
Make a wish in the next 7 seconds. Now type 1111 and share this to make it true.
Remember the solar eclipse that happened in 2017?
Yes.
The news are like, hey, make sure you wear the right sunglasses because they sell fake sunglasses, and don't stare at the sun for too long.
Yeah, they fry your eyes.
The warnings this time are make sure you have gas in your car.
What?
Make sure you have at least 2 to 3 weeks of food and water. Make sure you know where your family's at, so if you need to contact them, make sure you have an AM FM radio. Have a printable map. Oh, and they issued the National Guard to be in these cities during the eclipse.
Get your chickens.
There's a couple theories. One of my theories is that we're going to experience something catastrophic again, like this Earth opening up.
Yeah.
And then another theory is then that's when Russia is going to launch that EMP attack. And then that's why all these billionaires are building bunkers.
Oh, jeez. Guys, we got to get our acts together. Well, we got till April 8th.
Yep, we got it. 3 days from now.
Everybody, hurry!
But I'm not saying that to scare anyone, but I'm scared.
Dude, and that's just life, isn't it?
Death, am I right, guys?
Death, end of the world. Yeah, I mean, come on. We're
He is the first person who sold his soul to the devil. As a young man, Robert Johnson dreamed of becoming a great blues musician, despite being a terrible guitarist. In pursuit of his dreams, he disappeared for a few months and returned to his town and became one of the world's greatest musicians. According to the legend, he sold his soul to the devil at a crossroads, who tuned his guitar and played a few songs before returning it, granting Johnson mastery of the instrument in exchange for his soul. Despite his passion for music, he was willing to set it aside for a family life with his sweetheart, Virginia Travis. However, tragedy struck when neither his wife or child survived the childbirth. Adding to the sorrow, Virginia's religious relatives accused Johnson of causing the tragedy due to his perceived association with the devil's music.
Never look up the video.
It's very important. I will give you advice in case you encounter one. You have to run as fast as possible to a lit place because they do not like light. And then you must never look them in the eyes. It's very important.
This is by far one of the worst work accidents ever, and whatever you do, never look up the video. The video that I'm about to explain to you has left many people traumatized, so whatever you do, don't go looking for it. The video is pretty short, coming in at 52 seconds in length, and it's not known where in Russia this took place. And it's a mystery to how this footage made its way onto the internet. As you play the video, you see a man walk towards the lathe machine, which he assumes is off. The man is wearing baggy clothes and some kind of jacket, and wearing loose clothing around a lathe machine is a no-no, since it can be sucked up into the machine, as this man found out. After the man approaches the machine, he seems to reach over it, but the rotating pole seems to get stuck on one of his sleeves, and it then drags the man into the machine. Initially, it doesn't kill the man, instead it traps his arm around the rotating pole and the machine appears to have stopped. But after a couple seconds, the machine seems to start again, and this time dragging the poor man's entire body into the machine, rotating it around and around and around. As his limbs hit the ground after each rotation, you see red mist appear, and after a few more seconds, chunks of flesh and body parts start to fly off the machine. A man then walks into the shot and he sees what's happening to his coworker. And with a look of shock, he quickly turns off the machine, but it was too late. His coworker's body has been completely torn apart into multiple pieces, and the machine is a bloody mess. There are a collection of still images from the aftermath of the incident which shows how unrecognizable the man's body is. In one photo, you see what appears to be a tibia with no flesh around it lying on the ground. And in another photo, you see the victim's severed and crushed head underneath the machine. It's absolutely disturbing and awful to look at. This video is hard to explain and hard to watch. It's extremely gruesome and disturbing, and I really don't recommend looking for it.
Here are my top do not watch horror movies, unless you want to be utterly disturbed for some reason. And for my first one, we're gonna start off strong with one that left me absolutely speechless. And I see you guys in the comments being like, oh my god, I'm gonna watch this. Do not watch this one. I swear to God. And it is gonna be the French horror found footage film, Descent into Darkness. Girl, why am I recommending this? This film is about a journalist that arrives to Paris to document the European dream. However, a bunch of bad stuff happens and you basically see him derail into madness. And when I say madness, I mean madness. Some of the stuff that he does in this film, I literally cannot say on here. I can't. Listen, a lot of people either love this movie or hate it. Hate it because of how disgusting it is and love it because of how disgusting it is. The ending was probably one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen. Don't watch this one, skip it. And for my second one, I'm gonna go with one that a lot of you guys were telling me to put in my list. So I'm gonna put it in this list. It is Megan is Missing. Oh, this movie has been talked about a lot, but you guys really wanted it. Which is a webcam found footage horror film about the dangers of meeting strangers online. And when they say that this movie traumatized the nation, this movie traumatized the nation. The very low budget for this film makes it look very realistic, and traumatized a lot of people were the final minutes of the movie. I can literally picture those last minutes of the movie because of how horrifying it was. If I couldn't watch Megan is Missing, I really would. Don't watch it, save yourself. For my last one, we're gonna go with one that made me feel extremely uncomfortable. I swear, be careful when you watch this one. It's a lot. And it is gonna be Angst. Angst is about a sadistic man that gets released from prison. Sadistic meaning getting pleasure from inflicting pain on people. that finds his next victims that happen to be an older woman, her pretty daughter, and her handicapped son. That unfortunately live in, I'm pretty sure you can guess, a secluded house. So yeah, he pops off. He goes off. And listen, it's not just the camera angles and the horrifying imagery that this movie shows, but I also hate that this movie is based on a true story.
What?
Well, I'm gonna be honest, I couldn't sleep after that movie. Do not watch this one. I want you to have peaceful sleep, okay? Don't watch it. Don't do it.
Breaking news, Riley Strain's family now says he was on the phone with his fraternity brothers when he went missing. Riley Strain's family representative has spoken out, as well as his father. During this interview, they both confirmed that Riley Strain was in fact on the phone with his fraternity brothers when he went missing. This was confirmed by passerbyers who saw him on speakerphone speaking to his friends. Furthermore, they stated they want to have interviews with individuals who saw Riley that night. They said one individual had an interaction with Riley that they are curious about. They stated that a couple asked Riley if he was going to be driving and that he laughed and said, "I can't even walk straight." Furthermore, his family friend and father have confirmed that none of the friends Riley was with that night have reached out to Riley's family whatsoever. They also confirmed that they have not received back the toxicology results and that it could take 6 to 12 weeks. Authorities in Nashville say there is no ongoing investigation to the case. Furthermore, they have ruled it an accident, suspecting no foul play. However, Riley's family says that he did have a belt on that night and that would have prevented his pants from coming off along with his cowboy boots. However, experts have weighed in and said that the current after 2 weeks could most certainly have taken those clothing items off of him. To stay up to date on this case, make sure you click the playlist below. I'll keep you guys updated. What do you think? Drop in the comments.
The man who leaked this video from the dark web is currently wanted by Russia's biggest mafiosi.
Oh, really?
This man survived an extremely brutal bear attack, and this is a massive trigger warning. In 2015, Chase Delwell was hunting with his brother in Montana when a worst nightmare situation happened. He came face to face with a male grizzly bear weighing up to 400 pounds. Chase only managed to walk backwards a few steps before the bear knocked him down and bit him directly on his head. After this, he bit Chase's leg and shook it around like a dog playing with a toy. The bear then tossed him in the air and continued to try and bite him. As the bear continued to attack him, Chase remembered a story that he read in a magazine once. And I quote, "I remembered an article that my grandmother gave me a long time ago that said large animals have bad gag reflexes. So I shoved my right arm down his throat." Crazy enough, after Chase did this, the bear left and Chase escaped what was almost definitely certain death. Chase's brother then drove him to a hospital where he received treatment for gashes he sustained during the attack. Thankfully, he didn't sustain any life-threatening injuries and went on to a full recovery. But as crazy as it is, if he didn't shove his arm down the bear's throat, he would most likely be dead right now. Luckily, when he did that, the bear just didn't bite off his arm. Thankfully, Chase survived, and this story is absolutely mind-blowing.
Bruh.
Look, there's something flying through the air. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
Yo, what the fuck?
Aliens!
Yo.
Yo. Was that during the eclipse?
All kinds of weird shit going on, bud.
I'm talking about
yeah, you saw that shit now. I tried to tell you.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That fucking thing going through the atmosphere.
That might be the devil's comment.
Yo, what's that?
Look that way. It's creepy as fuck out here. See that on her?
Hey, is that one of them rockets? I don't know. There's one out.
Is that one of them rockets?
Y'all see that? Y'all see the plasma, the lightning that's going on right now? You will not believe where this is at. Wow, y'all see that? This is in Chicago, Illinois, at this place called Fermilab. Fermilab, if you have never heard of it, this is a mini CERN. The layout is just like CERN. So this is the layout for Fermilab in Chicago, Illinois. And this right here is the layout for CERN in Switzerland, you guys. Y'all see? Chicago, and then this is Switzerland. So the CERN in Chicago, Illinois just turned on their Large Hadron Collider as well, and this is what's going on over there, y'all. Check it out.
So this is going to be coming from the conspiracy theorist inside me right now, Max. Right where all that lightning's happening over there? It's happening right over Fermilab right now. Which is basically the miniature version of CERN, which I don't know how many times you've probably heard some crazy shit about CERN on the internet. But yeah, that's our mini one where they...
Look at that, like that plasma going crazy, y'all. You see what's going on? Stranger things. Y'all, I didn't even know about Fermilab. I didn't even know that we had a mini CERN in Chicago, Illinois. Were you guys aware of this? And now both of them are turning on. Y'all seen that just happened. That was yesterday. And then CERN is getting ready to turn on April 8th for the solar eclipse. What are they trying to do, y'all? There's so much going on around this solar eclipse, you guys. How come we don't know what's going on? I feel like we're literally still in the dark with what's up with the solar eclipse, you guys. How do you feel? But yeah, this video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only raising awareness to interesting situations during this interesting times. Let us know what you guys think about this video. Like, comment, and share for more videos like this. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. Keep up with me on my other accounts, especially on my YouTube, where I go deeper on the esoteric level at these topics at hand. Let's get this shift, y'all. Peace in.
So, I'm from Illinois. Anybody else here, did y'all know that we had Fermilab and that it was basically a mini CERN? Like, I had no clue. Dang, I'm thinking CERN all the way across the, you know what I'm saying, ocean, and I'm gonna be good. Nope. Right here in my backyard, y'all. Oh, man. It's all bad.
Oh, wait.
Whoa.
What? How does that happen?
Because we're in the middle.
But look, the moon is right there in front of the sun.
Wait.
But the moon is over here. Why is the moon right there if it's supposed to be in front of the sun? Here, I'm using these right here.
Wild.
That's insane. Do you see that? Yeah. If the moon is right there in front of the sun, then why is it over there? I'm gonna Google that.
That's a good question.
That can't be, or the flat, I don't know, or the flat earthers, right?
Maybe it is flat.
It's a conspiracy, dude.
We're all gonna be zombies now.
That's because it wasn't the moon that was eclipsing the sun, guys. I'm just saying, it wasn't the moon. Think about it. You can't see anything. You can't even see the moon coming to eclipse the sun or leaving the eclipse, but you can see something else, right? And there's videos of it.
Look at that shit, dude. Sabrina, hurry, come. Holy shit.
Oh, yeah,
dog.
something going on.
Meteor. It's a fucking meteor, dog. Holy shit, where'd it go? Oh my god. You just gave me a heart attack, oh my god, that was fucking sick. Dog, that's aliens. That's aliens. What the fuck is that? That's aliens coming to the fucking...
Right.
Tyler.
That's aliens, like he said.
Tyler. What the fuck is that? Tyler. What the fuck is Tyler? That? What the fuck is going on? They're going sideways. They're going sideways. They ain't even following no more.
The
hey,
most
look at
took
this green
off.
dot on my camera, Tyler. Look at the green dot. What the fuck? Look at the green dot. I see it. Tyler, what the fuck is going on? They're standing there. They're hovering there. Look, they're red. They're red. They're red. They're red. They're red. What the fuck, dude? I got that shit on video. Those ain't meteors, bro. Look, no, that one's flying sideways. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit.
That's crazy, y'all.
Tyler.
It's a bunch of them mugs.
Holy shit. What is going on right now?
Yeah, we finna get invaded or something?
Oh my god. Oh my god. They're zigzagging. Yeah, dude, what the fuck is going on right now? That is a meteor. Sabrina, get your ass over here. That is a fucking...
Get over here.
Get over here. Oh my god. Where'd they go? Oh my god.
It was like a
Oh my god.
It was like a curtain at first. That was cool.
Dude, that's motherfucking alien.
What the fuck is that?
That is fucking aliens,
How many
dog.
days after the light? How many are we, like 3 days after? Remember the Phoenix light?
Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. What the fuck was that?
I wish I had shoes.
Tyler,
Yo,
these
where
things
is
are
this?
Flying,
What
bro.
the fuck is that in the sky? It's flying.
Look, that one just appeared out of nowhere. Where's the dog at? Your leg's pink. Right here.
Dude, look at the fucking formation, bro.
She's inside.
Oh man, now it looks like an alien one.
What the fuck was that?
You should have seen it at first, right?
That was crazy. Look at it. Look at it leaving the sun. Like, what is that? What is that for real?
What happened? Where did it?
You know what I'm saying? That wasn't the moon. No way, bro got a skin suit on. Arrested and executed.
So has anybody else figured this out? That this April, we have 10 days in a row that are palindrome days. Basically meaning you read the date from front to back or from back to front, it's the same exact numbers. 10 days in a row. Has this ever happened before? Like, this is crazy. And we have a total solar eclipse happening this month. Yeah. This April is wild. This April is wild. And it starts on 420. This is crazy. This is crazy. I want to know. I don't even know. Like, I have to look this up. So have we ever had this many dates, like palindrome dates in 1 month? And these are like all back to back from 420 to 429 this year. All the dates are palindrome dates. So if you read it from the beginning, from front to back, and then turn around and read it from back to front, it's the same dates. It's the same thing. The same number pattern. That's crazy. That's crazy. Does this mean something? Where are my conspiracy theory people at? I need to know. Like, I need to know. Has anybody else picked up on this? Because this is blowing my mind.
I'm not sure what that means.
Yeah, it turned red.
Is it burning through the moon?
Is it burning through the moon?
There go the full eclipse right there.
First, I can record it.
Oh yeah, that whole live.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Look how big it is compared to the moon. I mean, to the sun. It's way bigger than the sun, bro. Whatever it's passing, it's way bigger than the sun. Whatever passing the sun, it's way bigger than the sun for shit show. Nah, that ain't
Oh, I just seen the whole eye. Yeah, I gotta record it.
Sound is healing. Everyone was probably at peace back then with the bells.
So, CERN, how'd it go yesterday? Did you summon your demons? Did you open your portal? Did you? Did you? Did you? We all know you're doing some wild stuff over there. You know, with your statue of Shiva, the goddess of destruction that stands outside your building. And the grand opening ceremony that you did with the Baphomet dancing around. That was cute. That was real cute. And you also had NASA fire a rocket into this eclipse that was named Apep, which, by the way, is the Egyptian serpent demon of destruction and chaos. Yet all you tell us is that, oh, we're just smashing particles together just to see what happens. Did you create a black hole? Did you open a portal? Did you summon your demons? Tell us. How'd it go?
Hey, he's down. Bro, I know y'all see this. What the fuck is going on? This is
Yo, so this looked like the video earlier, right? This must be somebody else's view of the same occurrence. Unless it's somewhere else and this is just happening everywhere and there's a whole invasion.
in Arizona, y'all. I don't know what's going on. Sorry for my language. What? I don't know what's going on. Look at all this stuff. You see this shit in the sky?
They're circling.
They're circling literally.
Something.
They are circling literally. They are circling literally. What is this? Somebody please tell me. I don't know what this is.
There's something at the bottom too.
Do y'all know what that is? I ain't got no clue.
Did you know that a NASA whistleblower has exposed the truth?
I make fake pictures for NASA. All of my astrophotography is just, it's not real. It's 3D art. It's we put it together in Blender and Photoshop and a whole bunch of other tools. It takes a while, but the results I think are pretty good and have fooled most of the world. NASA sends me the files. They'll send me like 3D models. They'll send me like computer-generated star backgrounds. They send us all the assets, and then we can put them all together and generate these images of the universe. They kept paying me money, and NASA kept sending me the files, so I kept perpetuating their myth about space. You know, none of it's real.
And how do you do it exactly?
So
is this widespread? Are there other astrophotographers doing this?
I mean, we're all in on it. Like, you know, all the big guys: Christopher Gove, Theory Gold, Martin Pugh, Mark G, Galactic Hunter, Chuck, Astro Backyard. You know that
You
guy?
do Astro Backyard?
Yeah, we're all in on it.
They're all in on it together. All in cahoots. Yeah, NASA, man. NASA ain't got no real images of nothing, man. All that stuff just Photoshop, blended photos of nothing. Fake stuff. Oh, snap. We got a drone going to the space to see the eclipse. Yeah, that mug up there, ain't it? What's that? What y'all think that was? Looked like a little white dot. We got 2 sunsets. It was at the moon rising. Now that's strange right there. I couldn't imagine seeing that in real life. I'd be tripped out. Probably run inside. Even that too. Now that's like a ship cloaked. Like that looked clear as day. Now what else could that be? There really be things out here cloaked as clouds, y'all.
The following are 3 witness videos from witnesses across the state of Texas. They captured footage of that unidentified object that was seen during the eclipse, the black shadow. Some people said it was a rocket. Some people said it was a UFO. Some even said it was Iron Man or Superman. But truly, we have no idea what the heck this thing was. Take a look at these next 3 videos and really pay attention to that last one, because that last one, the shape is different. Tell me what you think.
Que eso que se vio negro.
You see the shadow moving?
No sé qué fue lo que cayó. Si fue un morciega, lo que yo sé que cayó algo del cielo. Fíjense bien el video. Wow, digo, como no sé, y se desapareció. Chequen bien el video, mi gente. Jesús, Dios, también granojo. Mire bien el video, mírenlo.
Back up. This is so cool.
What's that? What is that? Yo, that one just flew by. I don't know what that is.
Mira, yo lo estoy grabando.
That's all in Texas. Y'all safe in Texas?
Black orbs. Orbs without light around the sun. And one of these orbs was covering the sun at the moment of the eclipse.
Yeah, it's definitely something else that gives that eclipse. It's not the moon. Look, you can kind of see something right now. I see like 4 things. Yeah, you see that? Y'all see that? It's like 4. That's crazy.
The possibility of these orbs being stains on the window of the plane is ruled out when we analyze the images and apply these green and red lines. And we see that the orbs move in relation to the sun, while the spots in the airplane window do not move at all. So they are clearly 2 objects in a different space. The orbs are in the sky next to the sun, so they all move together, in contrast to the spots inside the plane on the window.
It says the reflection caused by the sun in these objects indicates that they are in the sky next to the sun and not in the window. See, we got things in the sky we don't even know about. invisible black orbs.
The television networks that broadcasted these images showed edited recordings. They edited the black orbs out of the original recording. The existence of these non-luminescent orbs in the sky has been corroborated for thousands of years by astronomers and observers. In the report of the Council of the Royal Astronomical Society in June of 1850, it was written that we must seriously doubt that the moon is the only satellite of the Earth. In the report of the Academy of Sciences on October 12th of 1846, and again in August of 1947,
you can see it clear right there.
The director of one of the French observatories showed a series of calculations and observations that led him to conclude the following. There is at least one non-luminescent celestial body of considerable size attached to the Earth as a satellite. The astronomer and mathematician Sir John Herschel admitted that there are invisible moons in the firmament. Another astronomer and mathematician, John Lubbock, thought so as well, and even showed formulas for calculating their distances. At the reunion of the British Association for the Advancement of Science in 1850, the president said the following: "The view is gaining popularity, that the stars were accompanied by large orbs that never emitted light. The best astronomer of our time sent me a letter in July of 1844. He said, 'I continue to believe that Procyon and Sirius are really double stars, and that each is made up of a visible and invisible star. Painstaking research at Königsberg by Peter Sauber supports the belief that there are invisible stars in the sky.' Johann Heinrich Lambert, a mathematician, physicist, astronomer, and philosopher, wrote that there are large, dark cosmic bodies. The existence of these non-luminescent orbs in the sky has been widely documented over the centuries."
Dang, so like, what's up with the black orbs? I mean, clearly something is eclipsing the sun, and it's not the moon. Let me know y'all thoughts in the comment section.
Y'all, I think I know what CERN was doing while this eclipse was happening. Do you see this? There is so many different videos and footage of demons flying by the sun. I'm about to show you another one in a minute. I'm gonna slow it down right here.
What if it is a demon, right? Like, imagine if they let 1 or 2 demons or even 10 demons into the world. Where would the demons go? They're probably gonna hide out and scope the scene for a little bit. They're not just gonna wreak havoc right away. You know, they might snatch a few people up here and there. You know, you might not know about it. Man, that would be crazy if they did let demons into this world.
And then there was this one. And there's so many more. And if y'all really don't want to act like demons don't exist, there was a rumor that CERN was haunted after their first time powering up. And as of lately, they say they found a 4D ghost in the CERN particle accelerator. AKA, they found a demon, another entity above our dimension. For anybody saying it's a rocket, you are completely fooling yourself. You are fooling yourself. And here is that one going back and forth.
Yeah, it ain't no rocket,
Look
man.
at that. That is insane, y'all. So does anyone want to tell me what all these demons were doing? Maybe this is why they brought up the demon face thing on the news.
Maybe that is why people got this little demon face.
International company organized a flight of 50 people to observe this phenomenon from the North Atlantic, and this is where the subject gets interesting. Several passengers filmed the totality of the eclipse, and the recordings show black orbs without light around the sun. And one of these orbs was covering the sun at the moment of the eclipse. Total solar eclipse, March 20th, 2015. And here we can see a nice view through the window, and this is what I wanted to see. Something real and something nice and up there, not from our perspective. And here we go. Boom. Now they come into view. The orbs that I've spoken about seeing, orbs that can actually move independently, but otherwise move as fixed stars. And I told you of the one that flew over my head and then just parked in its position and just appeared to be a star. And of course we have things we are told that orbit in opposition. And here's an example. Here's 4 of them moving in opposition. And what I find fascinating is, if this is true, which I believe it is, it seems a lot more plausible than anything I've ever heard on the subject. That means that the stars, or at least some of them, may actually move in front of the sun. And it's certainly the case here with these 4+ orbs. And here we can see it passing, and now we see the eclipse. And we still see the 3 underneath it. Absolutely amazing. And again, this was a group of photographers. It's not just one photographer. And here he helps highlight this, really showing you a lot of the points that many people might want to refute, such as the smudges on the window. And then he highlights these orbs so we can clearly see the way they move. And this just ties right into my last video, where I was showing Emily Suzanne's time lapse of the luminaries and how they all just moved like a clock. And this just all rings so true to me. All the images I'd ever seen, even all the stuff on this platform that will pop up in the first few pages of searching, is all BS, just showing a false picture, doctored up. And this is what always perplexed me, is why I couldn't see the moon before. Even this last eclipse that I saw when I was working at the hospital. Why did I not see the moon approaching it? Well, that makes sense now. It was essentially an invisible orb until it reached this point, and then again became invisible. And again we have proof now that the moon has been out in historical records. We have proof that it's not the moon causing the eclipses, that there are other moons or luminaries that perhaps have burnt out but still continue their path, true and predictable. And I had no doubt everything was going to tie in together. All of this, the history, the realm, the orbs. And then this creator explains that these were the images that were posted to the news from the same flight, and they were BS images. They had edited out the rest of the orbs. And again, even before I got to this point and to this video, so many of the videos were also edited. Certainly anything with over 100,000 views. And I was looking for videos with very little views, very amateur. But even then, I couldn't find what I've discovered here. And we've since seen lots of charts examining the old world, and even the clock in Prague doing a better job of explaining what's going on in a working model. The Royal Astronomical Society in June of 1850 wrote, "We must seriously doubt that the moon is the only satellite of the Earth."
Comment and follow at Mike Priest ARR for more content like this.
On the media as it is today either.
Oh, of course not. All the media in this country, radio, television, and print, is all owned by 5 corporations. All of these corporations that own the media are owned and controlled, and members of the Council on Foreign Relations sit on their board of directors. Remember, if you go down and you trace the ownership of a station or a newspaper, and you get to a corporation, remember that somebody owns that corporation, and it's usually another corporation. But when you trace the interlocking of all these things, when you get to the top, there's 5. And all journalists know that there's some things you don't write about and you don't talk about because you'll lose your job. And that's where the control is. And that's why they pay anchormen like Dan Rather $2 million a year, because he doesn't question them. He knows that if he goes against them, he's going to lose $2 million a year. Do you think a man that looks pretty and sits in front of a TV camera for the 6 o'clock news is worth $2 million a year? No way. I don't care how long he works, and I don't care what he does. There is no job worth $2 million a year. That's why they pay athletes these fantastic salaries. I was listening to the radio the other day. They just contracted to pay one player on one team $6 million a year.
That ain't nothing now.
And why is that?
It's the Roman circus. What does the emperor do when the people become restive, and when the people are asking questions, and when the people don't like the policies of the emperor? He sends them to the circus. He creates a circus. He builds a giant coliseum. And he begins to throw the Christians to the lions. And he has great chariot races and football games and basketball games, all to keep the idiots preoccupied with things that don't mean anything in the scheme of the entire world, so that they don't have the time to learn what the truth is, so they don't ever get smart enough to learn how they're being manipulated, so they don't ever question the emperor. That's why they pay a player on a football team or a baseball team $1 million or $2 million or $3 million a year. It is the Roman circus. I know men who don't know anything in the world except who plays third base for the Mets, and they think that's a great accomplishment.
There's a lot of them now.
And they meet and pat each other on the back and bond and go have cocktails and talk about what this guy that plays third base for the Mets did in last night's game. It's sad. It's really sad.
Is there any room in a kind of society where these manipulations are not taking place for this type of entertainment, or any type of entertainment at all?
If people understand that a game is a game, if people understand that nobody, no matter what they do, is worth paying $2 or $3 million a year for, people should be able to get rich if they want to, by the sweat of their individual labor. Okay? By going out and doing something for the world. Not by taking people's minds away from the emperor. It's a game. Football's a game. Football's a game. But let me tell you something. When 150 of the most powerful men and women in the world can meet in secret in Baden-Baden, Germany, and plot the fate of billions, and nobody even cares about it. But 6 football players go to lunch together, and it's in the headlines across the country. You have a reflection of the society in which that exists. And it is a sick society that is doomed to self-destruction.
So based on that scenario, there's some truth into what these men are looking at.
Absolutely, and that's what makes me so sick, is that I'm trying to wake up a people who on a daily basis are proving the ones that I'm warning them about to be right.
Well, so that even though a minority, there are people out there that you recognize are awake to this, if they don't do something about it, they will lose that ability to be free in that way.
That's correct.
Whether they might think, well, I don't need to worry about it because I know what I know and I'm fine. It doesn't work that way. There's a connection here to everything.
That is correct. That is absolutely correct. A nation of people who are willing to send their sons and daughters that they profess that they love to a foreign country to die, and they use the excuse to themselves that they're sending them off to defend our country, and they know damn well that's a lie, are doomed.
Y'all can see that, right? What the hell is that, y'all? It looks like a rainbow, but it is like bright orange, right? This right here is in Chicago, Illinois. Remember, they just turned on mini CERN, y'all. Check this out.
Y'all gonna tell me something ain't going on with the sky in Illinois?
You don't shut the fuck up. It's fucking 6:30 in the morning. Shut up.
I guess that is what. Look at that. That's supposed to be the sun, y'all? Is that supposed to be the sun? He excited.
Being embarrassed. Shut the fuck up.
That's my car. What is it?
Yo, you hear his girl in the back? You're being embarrassing. Yo, this video probably went viral. I'd have been like, man, you can get this stepping, shorty. You don't want to believe in me? You don't want to believe in me? No, I'm just playing.
That's a... Bro, why does it look like a planet, y'all?
There's another one right here. This is a Foreman right here, right in front of it.
It's a double rainbow? Bro, that's... Bro.
There's 2 rainbows, yo.
Ain't no way, bro. That's exactly what was in front of my house, man. The energy felt intense. When I tell you the energy felt intense, look how red it is over there, y'all. And the sun was extremely red. Look at that. This is today in Chicago. Look at that. Look at the sun, bro. Look how it looks like it's on fire. Already starting off with a bang after the eclipse. Y'all see that, right? When it was in front of my house, I felt that energy. The energy was intense. Ain't no way that's just like a rainbow. And then for it to be a different color like that, lately we have been seeing holographic planet looking things in the sky, and that right there was holographic. So it makes you wonder, what really are these huge new rainbows that we've never seen before? So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this video. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I'm only raising awareness to interesting situations during this interesting time. Like, follow, and share for more videos like this. Thank you for tuning in my frequency. Let's get this shift. Peace in.
Telling y'all, we got a firmament, man. That's what that was. Did y'all hear that? Yo, did you hear that? Hold on, let me rewind it because it was kind of quiet. Hold on. That's crazy. So how did you find me? Yo, I'd have been spooked out too. Solar simulator. Yeah, I don't know where the sun is in the sky. We got a fake solar simulator. Where's the sun, guys? I don't know. Look, we got 2 of them now.
So you don't think anything happened crazy during the eclipse today? Well, are you sure you were paying attention? Because I captured something crazy. This is the sun. That's a lens flare. So you tell me what that is. It's not a lens flare. And I've been saying for a while that the sun we see is just a projection from the sun in the firmament. And not only did I catch it, but my friend Brandon Thomas, who has the Expanding Reality podcast, used a solar filter and not only caught 1, but he caught 2. And you guys might not be Bible believers, and that's okay, because I wasn't either, until I realized we didn't live on a globe. But if you look at what the Bible says, it talks about the sun being in the firmament. And not only that, but there being layers of the firmament. So if the sun was in the firmament, maybe we are seeing the reflections in the different layers of the firmament, where usually we just see the projection right here. And usually we can never see that reflection because the sun is so bright that it washes everything out. But when it's partially eclipsed, as seen by the lens flare, we see. And if you're an intellectually honest person and you see things like this that don't make sense in the heliocentric model, you really need to ask yourself, do I continue to believe what I've always believed, or should I seek truth? Truth that might just set you free and let you know that we're in a place that was created just for us. And the beautiful thing is, the choice is yours. You can stay in your beliefs because it's comfortable, it's comfy, it's a cozy little blanket. Or you can take the hard road and seek truth and true knowledge. But as always, this is just my opinion. You know, I'm just a satire account purely for entertainment purposes. And I have to give credit where credit is due David Weiss, the man who created this app, was the first person to ever show me that the sun we see might just be a projection from the source inside the firmament. So go download his app. It's a wealth of information involving flat Earth. Use my code FITFLAT when you sign up, and have a good day.
So, do y'all think it's something to do with the firmament?
Get your ass
Okay, what's this?
here and sit down. The honeymoon is over. We got fucking dragons. I'm not gonna sit here and have a lecture on dragons. That's not my forte. But I know a few things. And I do know when you see dragons, and how we've seen dragons in abundance in the past 3 days, oh, shit has gotten real. Not about to get real. It's gotten real. Let me roll this footage for you. Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, here you go. We got somebody watching a solar eclipse. Bam!
Did you see that?
I know you saw it. Now, I don't want to hear nothing about no goddamn demons. That's the dragon. And you want to know why I said what I said about demons? I don't want to hear nothing about no demon. Because that is the answer. That's like, that answer is ranked up there with Project Bluebeam. I'm about to put that in my, you know, where my little page director or whatever it is, it filters out the comments. I think I'm going to start striking you guys for Bluebeam and demons. I'm over it. Yeah. That's what I'm finna do. But anyway, this page is still open for your opinions and your thoughts. No answers wrong. I'm just sick of seeing a couple of words. Think outside the box. Dive inside your head. Find a different answer. Bluebeam and demons, that's like doing no work. You being lazy. You being lazy and you're scared. Okay? Stop being scared. Ain't nothing happened to you yet. You hear Sky from it.
He allegedly held freak-out parties with underage girls and sex workers and had hidden cameras in every room of his house. Producer Lil Rod claims in a bombshell lawsuit he was drugged and woke up naked in bed with Diddy and 2 sex workers, and claims to have hours of video evidence documenting Diddy's serious illegal activity. Rod also alleged that Diddy possessed compromising footage of every person that attended, including Hollywood's biggest names and even royalty. He says the freak-out parties were career opportunities for young upcoming artists, and Diddy had music execs financially backing them.
Man, Diddy probably got dirt on everybody.
The private jet belonging to Sean Diddy Combs is back in South Florida, landing at Opa-locka Airport before noon on Wednesday. Outside his Star Island home in Miami Beach, 2 black SUVs guard the property. Today, one of Diddy's security guards seen wearing what appeared to be a bulletproof vest, putting up umbrellas to block the view. The Star's location remains unknown.
We know they got some information. That information was enough to get them a search warrant signed by a judge.
During an interview for this weekend's Voices with NBC6's Jawan Schrader, Vic Williams, a retired special agent for Homeland Security investigations, says prosecutors will need to prove specific elements in this sex trafficking case.
Force, fraud, or coercion. Now, you have to have one of those elements. Now, the only time you don't is when it applies to children.
This civil lawsuit filed by Diddy's former producer, Rodney Jones, alleges that he witnessed sex trafficking, the distribution and use of illegal drugs and firearms.
It didn't have to be this way. But now, this is the only way.
It's 2020, y'all. Yeah. And it's different than when it was 2016. You know, the game has been elevated. As we can tell, there's no expense being spared. We had a black billionaire.
Some mob type stuff.
This morning, Sean Diddy Combs firing back.
I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop.
Amid the firestorm of sex trafficking allegations, authorities raiding his homes in Los Angeles and Miami, the rapper now on the defense. His attorney calling it a witch hunt, telling ABC News there was a gross overuse of military-level force as search warrants were executed at Mr. Combs' residences.
Hey, they was in there looking for something. I'm telling you, I think Diddy got dirt on everybody, right? Like, it's probably some higher ups that he got dirt on, and he probably got the tapes or whatever. So they was like, yo, we finna, hey, send him in. We need to get everything that he got. If this stuff come to light, we need to get it first. And that's probably why they sent all those people up in there. That's just my thoughts, though.
Those search warrants executed by dozens of Homeland Security investigators seizing multiple electronic devices. Agents descending on his Holmby Hills mansion in fatigues, briefly detaining 2 of Combs' adult sons, seen here wearing handcuffs. His attorney saying there is no excuse for the excessive show of force and hostility exhibited by authorities or the way his children and employees were treated.
The next steps for law enforcement is either one of two things. Either 1, execute another search warrant and collect more evidence against Sean Combs and others in his circle, or 2, present the evidence they have to a grand jury and see if they can secure an indictment.
New photos obtained by TMZ show Combs was at this executive airport in Miami with his 3 high school-aged children prepping for spring break, the same day seen pacing outside the airport. As the raids were unfolding, a known Combs associate, Brendan Paul, was being arrested on an outstanding warrant for cocaine possession. Paul, seen in the civil complaint, referred to as Combs' mule for drugs and guns. The searches reportedly aimed to gather evidence to corroborate accounts from several women who spoke to federal prosecutors. The 54-year-old, who has gone by many names since establishing Bad Boy Records in 1993, is the subject of multiple civil lawsuits. One of those suits from music producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones, who worked on Combs' The Love album, accusing him of sexual assault and suing him for $30 million, saying he groped, harassed, and threatened him. Combs has denied all allegations against him, his attorney saying Mr. Combs is innocent and will continue to fight every single day to clear his name.
That's probably some, they ain't arrested, that's some AI, I think. Y'all think that's really Diddy? Or which one do y'all think's Diddy for real? I mean, if that is an actual, like if that was an actual mugshot of Diddy on one side, that's not Diddy on that side. Like them 2 different people, if that is a real picture. Let me know what y'all think though.
Daphne Joy, right here, the ex of 50 Cent and mother of his child, was named in Diddy's lawsuit. And I wondered why was 50 Cent trolling Diddy so hard this entire week. But apparently she was a part of the squad, and she was one of the many women who was on payroll and getting money every month to do you know what at his convenience. And y'all know 50 Cent did not let that go. Y'all look what he posted on his Instagram. In a picture of himself, he decided to basically call her out and say, word, I didn't know you was a sex worker. Y'all can see the caption there at the bottom. This entire Diddy case is a mess.
Selfie and do your job, bitch, come back.
Out here living his best life.
You know what I think? I think the whole P. Diddy situation is a distraction from what's really going on in the stars and the sky. You know what gave me that notion? Elon Musk. Elon Musk added his 2 cents to P. Diddy's situation, and that just made everything make sense. Because for the past 2 days, y'all, I waited because I noticed the moon and the stars, the constellations, have been in a whole nother spot than they usually are at a particular point of time at night. And even early in the morning, I usually see the moon over here in this area, the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper around this area. Now everything is around this side. Now for years, since I've been a kid, all of the stuff is at a certain place at a certain time. But in that Bible, y'all, it did say the signs were showing the stars. What's going on to where the signs are showing and the dude that does all this space work has time to chime in on celebrity gossip on a hip-hop artist? It just don't make sense, y'all. It just don't. I mean, don't get distracted. Stay woke.
I mean, Elon's a celebrity himself, though, honestly.
Am I the only one, or has anyone else thought of why would the astronauts have their star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? Why are they actors?
Oh, excuse me. Because it's a lot of weird shit going on right now within the last 24 hours. I know y'all heard about Puff Daddy, Puffy, the diddler.
The
Did
diddler.
he do it? Did he? No, did he? Got raided, right? But this video came out showing the last time that Puffy was out in public, and he looks visibly nervous, looking over his shoulder. Nobody's really interacting with him. Let me let y'all watch the video first. Hold, please.
Yo, he looked like he just spoke with Smokey was smoking on Friday.
It's Angel does, Holmes. So I hit it real hard, right? As soon as he said that, I started feeling funny as hell.
The man nervous. Right, he's shaking his legs and shit.
It's a good question. Did he know? He knew something was about to happen?
Yeah, that didn't look right. You know, he knows that his time is up, and he plans on taking down everybody, so he has the biggest target on his back right now from the others. Wow, I need him to be punished for all his crimes. I will say this. Diddy did not commit suicide. I'm letting you know now. They on their ass.
My apologies in advance, but you can't tell me that this looks like an accident. I mean, take a look at the angle in which it takes
into it
in order to hit that bridge.
Look at that.
Now, I decided to ask artificial intelligence program called Copilot from Microsoft Bing's search engine what the effects of this bridge collapse will have on the economy and the surrounding areas. And the answers should be very alarming, but also not surprising. Check this out. An average of 4,900 trucks per day carry $28 billion worth of goods. Those are now going to need to be rerouted due to the bridge collapse. And the greatest impact is expected on hazardous materials such as diesel fuel. And we're already having problems with gas prices. This is only going to make things worse and set things back as it pertains to gas prices. But there's more, of course. The bridge plays a crucial role in the nation's infrastructure and the supply chain. The disruption is going to have long-lasting effects. Baltimore serves as the largest entry point in the U.S. for large agriculture and construction equipment, including tractors, farming combines, bulldozers, and heavy-duty trucks bound for the Midwest, the farmland of America. Let's visit that now. Because this collapse comes just during the peak of planting season in the Midwest, and once again, it's going to affect the farming and the food. Additionally, construction activities also pick up in colder climates as the ground thaws. The economic impact extends beyond immediate costs, potentially affecting businesses, jobs, and regional stability. But there's more. The bridge's collapse affects the entire supply chain, including the movement of agricultural equipment, fertilizers, and other essential materials. Farmers may face challenges in receiving necessary supplies, leading to potential delays in planting, maintenance, and harvesting. The economic repercussions extend beyond immediate costs, potentially affecting crop yields, prices, and again, regional stability. I want to hear from you what you think about this. No, not this predictive programming, but I want to know what you think about this taking place last night and what it's going to do to the country moving forward. Share this video with everyone that you know.
My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Baroni.
Eva Baroni Combs? Yes, it's breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents but you're my child also. Please tell the story.
So, I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with his kids.
Ava, that's like a little bit like borderline suspect. I don't want nobody, we want to get it clear. I adopted you like Madonna adopted kids and everybody else adopted kids, Charlize Theron, everybody that's ever adopted Sandra Bullock. I adopted you because
they are sketchy characters.
Enjoy also having a black parent to take care of you and help you out. So just clarify it because it's crazy out here online. So I play with the kids and I got permission from your mother and say all of that. It's crazy out here.
Well, I met Jesse and Delilah when I was 6 months old.
6 months.
And then we basically are sisters, all 4 of us. So. And then I always come over.
Yeah. And it's Ava Brioni Combs. Let's go.
That is a little suspect. And the crazy thing is that he had to stop the video to say, hey, clear that up real quick for me. Clear that up for me. Talking about I was on the streets and he picked me up and said, come get in this car with me. Let's go back to my house. I'm going to play with these toys. Yeah, take that.
Y'all see this dumb shit right here? You see what they trying to do, y'all? Ain't no such thing as no demonic, whatever it is.
It really ain't.
Demon face syndrome.
It's some demons.
That's not no fucking syndrome. I'm sorry. If you believe that's a fucking syndrome, I'm gonna keep that to myself. But for real, yo, I take shrooms and see shit like this. I take shrooms and see shit like this. When I look at people off the shrooms, they be looking like this or they look like something else. So look, man, don't believe none of that shit they putting out there, man. All of this shit is just bullshit. And it's still fear in you, too. Fuck that. We ain't living in no fear. I say.
All right, look, check it out. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not saying this is right. You know what I'm saying? This is wrong. But just here's my theory when it comes to these bridges. Baltimore Bridge and Ohio Bridge. What if they are cutting off transportation for people for the coming days? It's just a theory. I don't know. What do you guys think? Am I bugging out? Or am I on to something? Let me know in the comments.
Hinted at it multiple times on streams, and people that he's close to have admitted that he really might be a part of it. One time FouseyTube called him out for being a part of it during the summer in 2023, and he got very nervous. Now this time again, he got very nervous again, and pay close attention on how badly he wants to switch up the topic.
Bro, you working for the other side? Let me know.
Nah, he ain't working for
Bro, now look into the camera and say you not the elites.
Charles.
Oh, wait, hold up. Whoa, he hesitated, bro.
He showed it.
Nah, he already hesitated, bro.
Listen.
Remember when we ran out of lip gloss and we kissed on Nickelodeon? I know. I
What?
want to know these two guys. Want to know a little known fact? When no one would hear us and we'd be begging, like, need a touch up. We'd be like, please, rolling. we need a touch up, please. We'd look at whoever was glossier at the moment, had more color, we'd be like, let's go. And we would transfer the cover. That was really funny, I forgot.
Some crazy stuff in the industry.
The day the music died.
She messed her life
Certain
up.
allegations have come out over the years about Dan. One of those allegations was about all of his inappropriate behavior with Amanda Bynes. There was video that came out showing him in a hot tub with her. He was always asking, like, her, other child stars, females specifically, to, like, give him massages. He would massage them. And he would really, I mean, I don't want to say this term loosely, but it appeared he was almost trying to groom these girls. From an outsider's perspective, that's just my opinion, because they would develop this very close bond with him to where they would be spending so much time with him on set, off set. He was doing all of this like behind the scenes vlogging, recording, which was really weird. But what's so crazy about this, and the reason why I even used that term grooming, which again is just my opinion, is because
Like, look at that. Like, why is she all up on him like that, man? Could never be my child. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? He just liking it too. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Creep.
with Amanda Bynes specifically, it got to the point where she tried to get emancipated from her parents to go live with Dan and his wife when she was just a kid, just a teenager. I think she was only 15 years old at the time. Maybe 13 or 15. It's not confirmed, so I'm just going to say right now, guys, this is all speculation for what I'm about to tell you. But there was a secret account of Amanda Bynes on Twitter from almost a decade ago where she proved her identity by showing her ID on it, uploading pictures of herself, things like that, saying that she was using this burner account because her parents basically had control over her actual Twitter account because of the conservatorship, and that she wanted to bring certain darkness to light.
They do that to a lot of childhood stars, right? When they hit a certain age, they hit them with that conservatorship or whatever, you know, the parents do, and then take control of basically everything from that point on. And the people go crazy. You know, I think that happened to Britney Spears too. See what happened with her.
In those tweets, which at the time was kind of when Amanda started going on a little bit of a downward spiral, so people were taking it with a grain of salt, not really sure what to do with it. But in these tweets, she's identifying a lot of concerning behavior. And in one specific tweet, she writes out this message and has certain capital letters in it, kind of like a Taylor Swift code thing, where the capital letters all spell out Dan did it. There is also an allegation from her saying that she was pregnant at 13 years old and had an abortion. Kind of sharing with you everything that people are talking about, because this goes so deep.
That's messed up, man. It's messed up. I feel bad for Amanda. I used to watch that show.
Miranda seeming uncomfortable while Dan is touching her.
What can't you say? I mean, honest to God, I could go on and on
Creep.
about all the wonderful qualities about Miranda, but I know
Creep.
time limits,
Let go of her.
consolidated to just this one thing. In all the years I've known Miranda, I guess 9 years now, she hasn't changed. Miranda hasn't changed one bit. All those awesome qualities that she had when she was 9 years old, all the goodness, all those smiles.
Let me know if I'm overreacting. And make sure you hit that follow button because I have a whole deep dive coming.
Nah, you ain't overreacting. She was quick to step away.
I think that's more beyond.
You orange?
Are you official orange? Who's got what? I got blue.
I write hat of spoons, and we get
Hat of spoons.
a hat of spoons. This is why I'm in Hollywood.
Yeah. Eat your cereal, kids.
See, Dan, we talk about Diddy all day. We need to be talking about this guy, Danny, because Danny be on some other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Right in the open with it, too. Right in the open with it. And we okay with it. Why? Because it's Nickelodeon or something like that?
Update everybody's been waiting on. Sean Diddy Combs denied the meritless accusations waged against him as he spoke out for the first time following Homeland Security's raid on his homes in Los Angeles and Miami on Monday. Yesterday, there was a gross overuse of military-level force as search warrants were executed at Mr. Combs' residence. His attorney, Aaron Dyer, said Tuesday in a statement provided to Fox News Digital. There is no excuse for the excessive show of force and hostility exhibited by authorities or the way his children and employees were treated. Mr. Combs was never detained, but spoke to and cooperated with authorities. The unprecedented ambush, paired with an advanced coordinated media presence, leads to a premature rush to judgment for Mr. Combs. Is it? Is it a premature rush to judgment? I know there are so many black people that have been online making this a black people thing, and I really want y'all to stop. What did Cat Williams say? We on the side of light, and the other side is the other side. Yeah, it's about right and wrong. And I cannot stand that there are so many of y'all that all of a sudden turn into, well, I can't judge him. I've sinned, so I can't judge him. Really? Have you taken advantage of people consistently and without fail for the past 30 years? Because if you haven't done that, this is not comparable. He did that shit. This is surveillance video of his home after they raided and they took his computers and other technology. And of course, Suge Knight, Candace Owens, everybody wants to tell y'all that, oh, you know, they're really just going there to get evidence on bigger people because Diddy had evidence on bigger people. And I told y'all that. He's following the Hugh Hefner model. You have parties, you record people in compromising situations, and you use the recordings in order to get away with all of your illegalities like trafficking girls. So this is another thing that's been going on, which is why we get to the whole situation with Young Miami. But we also need to talk about the fact that his drug mule was also arrested during this time coming off his plane. Brendan Paul, former Syracuse basketball player, was arrested. Okay, apparently he had cocaine and marijuana candy on him that allegedly he was supposed to be picking up to bring to Diddy. He's seen hanging around Diddy over the years, and it is really weird when a young white man like this is hanging around Diddy. It's a lot going on. Just because they did not arrest Diddy today or yesterday doesn't mean Diddy's not going down. Because to me, it just seems like they're just trying to make sure that they connect all of the dots. As of right now, it's unclear if the arrests and raids are connected. They are. But Brendan was named in the sex trafficking lawsuit against Diddy as the person who allegedly supplied the mogul's drugs. And this was said beforehand. Before this whole raid situation went down, it was already said in Lil Rod's court documents that this man was the person that was handling the pink cocaine, such as they say. I had to Google. I was like, girl, what the hell is pink cocaine? Young Miami comes to the front. Pink cocaine? Was touring with JT and making subpar rap music on good beats really that hard? Was it really that much work that you decided instead that you were going to become a sex worker for Diddy? Oh, like I told y'all, the people in Miami say that's the stock she come from. I'm like, well, we gonna find out if she really a bottom bitch, because her name is involved in a lot of this as a sex worker. Earlier this week, music producer Lil Rod amended the bombshell $30 million sexual assault lawsuit he filed against Diddy in February. In the fresh information added to the suit, Rodney Jones claims Diddy has harassed him and his family since he made his accusations public. And you can believe that's the type of time Diddy is on. If you've listened to the things that people have said, they've been threatened to stay quiet. When y'all always want to ask, why now? Why are they talking about it now? Well, they're talking about it now because they probably feel the safest to do so at this point. And shout out to Cassie, because if it wasn't for Cassie, I don't think anybody would have felt safe enough to put it out there. And shout out to Cassie's husband. Ain't it crazy how the white man had to set her free? Girl. He also added Cuba Gooding Jr. to the situation as another defendant, accusing the actor of sexual abuse and molestation. And anybody that's been paying attention to this fool, ever since he played O.J. Simpson, he ain't been right. And I mean, there was video of him feeling up on women and all of that, and I think somehow he still got away with it. I wonder how. I wonder who he's friends with that might have evidence on the right people to get him out of situations. According to new reports, the additional 25 pages of information also name Young Miami as someone who was once tasked with providing Diddy with a drug substance called pink cocaine. Per a medical website, Tusi or Tucci, also known as pink cocaine, is a combination of pink food coloring, strawberry flavoring, ketamine, caffeine, and MDMA. Yeah, y'all need y'all cocaine to taste like strawberries? Rodney Jones says in his suit that during rehearsals for a performance, Diddy requested the synthetic drug from his purported drug mule, Brendan Paul. However, when Paul realized he forgot to pack Diddy's alleged drug of choice, the businessman chief of staff, Christina Coram, contacted Young Miami to bring the pink cocaine with her to the event, according to legal documents. So homegirl was just bringing something from the house.
She just got it on deck.
It seemed like Young Miami was sticking cocaine in her coochie and getting on planes. The lawsuit reportedly notes plaintiff and the Combs RICO enterprise were rehearsing for something in the Westival in Virginia. Plaintiff Jones personally witnessed Mr. Combs do a few lines of coke in his dressing room, and we all know, have y'all ever seen him on Instagram Live? Have y'all ever seen him dancing for no reason and shit? Diddy's almost 60. Where y'all think he get that energy from? Sucking it from the lives of the children of Salem, but also from doing all of these drugs, these designer synthetic drugs. Y'all, this is how you get a RICO charge. Not just the sex trafficking, but making the people around you secure, transport, and distribute illegal substances, including ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, ketamine, marijuana, mushrooms, and Tucci, on behalf of the billionaire. While all of this was going on, in the videos we did see that Justin and Christian, we saw them handcuffed outside of the house. His girlfriend Raven posts this video of them as all of this is going on. Okay, so I'm like, there's sex trafficking involved. You know, your man's out here in handcuffs. Why are you posting y'all in a like sexually compromising moment? Like, it's just a tongue kiss, y'all. But it seems like, bitch, are you a bird brain? Why are you posting this right now? Like, he's literally handcuffed outside of the house, and we're talking about RICO and sex trafficking. And you're like, let me show us the last time we was. You gotta get smart hoes. Like, you can't be, if you're gonna be doing legalities, you can't be out here with dumb hoes. So disrespect to the young lady, but it's giving dumb hoe. You know what I'm saying, girl? Why are you posting that? You need to be somewhere looking modest and acting like, you know, Christian is always on the up and up. Girl, where's the prayer for his safety? I don't think Diddy really cares about his kids that much. Yes, he wants the sign that his penis was here. I think that's what it's really about. It's not really about loving and paying attention to those children, because if that was the case, again, Lori Harvey, you did wrong to too many people as far as I'm concerned. I don't even understand how so many people are online defending Diddy when we have such a history of Diddy taking advantage of his artists, taking advantage of the people from the band. I know a lot of y'all might be too young to remember the band, but that was when we realized that Diddy wasn't shit. Diddy had them people walking from borough to borough to get shit he could get somebody to go pick up quickly, just because he wanted to humble them, because he had to let them know that they ain't shit. I don't need to be a perfect person in order to feel like somebody like Diddy needs to go down. Him and all of the rest of them that are abusive to the community that they sweat up and down, that they care about and they love. But if they really cared about the community, they wouldn't be doing some of this shit that they doing. So I don't want to hear nothing from y'all about, oh, black people. No, because y'all don't care when people hurt the black community. Y'all only care when somebody that's hurting the black community is being held accountable. And now y'all want everybody to give a fuck about the fact that he black. He don't care about that. So why should we?
Ain't that the truth?
And yeah, I'm in my car because I got some contractors over here and they're doing a lot of stuff downstairs and it's a lot of noise. But I had this video and I had to show you guys today. So I'm out here in the car with my laptop, I got my camera, got my headphones. The audio might be a little off because my microphone, I couldn't get that out here for some strange reason. It wouldn't hook up to my laptop. But let's get straight to this video.
Several people in the United States are posting videos of these mysterious objects, whatever they are, in the sky during the eclipse on April 8th. I'm going to show you guys a few videos.
Look, there's something flying through the air. What the fuck was that?
Yeah, what he said, what was that?
As you can see, what looks like a shadow figure, maybe a humanoid shadow figure crossing the sky in Texas. And then you have this picture taken by a Reddit user with 4 different objects. And whatever these things are crossing the sky. This was in Buffalo, New York.
Yo lo estoy grabando.
So we got Buffalo, New York, we got Texas, and I believe Mexico, and these people are seeing the same thing. Whatever this thing is, it does not look like a UFO. It looks like something with an unnatural movement of some sort, maybe a jinn. What the heck is going on here?
Yo, what y'all think that is? A jinn? A dragon? A shadow?
Yo.
Turn side. Man, I can't turn it
I don't
sideways.
fucking. I see a light pole though. Like.
You don't see a fucking light pole. How you need your
Look, I'm zooming in. It's a light.
Mandela effects that will leave you confused. Okay, let's see what we got. What? Okay, hold on. I used to eat Raisin Bran a lot. That is crazy. He had a pair of shades on, all black shades. Weird. Some people remember different number of rings around the Target bullseye logo, but the one on the left is the correct one. The right one gives me deja vu. So I don't know. My heart's telling me the right. Yeah. In Toy Story, when Woody pulls his drawstring, he doesn't say, "There's a snake in my boot." He says, "There's a snake in my boots." That doesn't even make sense. Why? Yeah, it's always been the first one. There's a snake in my boot. Come on. Grew up on that movie. The correct descending order on this stoplight is red, yellow, green, not green, yellow, red. Now this one, I don't know. Well, let me know what you guys think of that one.
Wait a minute. Has anyone ever seen it as green, yellow, red? I ain't never seen that.
Popular stuffing isn't Stouffer's stovetop. It's actually from the brand Kraft. Hold on. No, the stuffing was one of my favorite foods of all time at Thanksgiving. It still is one of them. It was Stouffer's. That's weird. Let me know what you guys think.
So this is really, really cool. Look at this. Oh, first, this is a really cool website called Vid2Sky. You can see the temperature, clouds, wind speeds. We're gonna look at waves. All right, now and you can look at it like historically. So this is the day after the solar eclipse that we had here. All right, and you can see the waves. If you just run your mouse over the different areas, you can see the different colors indicating the different wave sizes. So 9 foot here, 5 foot here. What's bananas? Okay, we go over here. Let's get right kind of where Antarctica is and to where Africa is. Okay? And we're just gonna be moseying along through here. And right around 7 o'clock, I want you to look what happens here. All right, these are some pretty big waves. 28 feet, that's huge. All right, 13, 28. What pops up there?
Yo, that mug just popped out of nowhere.
Start again. 80 83-foot waves. 83-foot waves. 4 o'clock, nothing. 2 hours later, Kraken is here. Godzilla has woken up. 83-foot wave.
We got Godzilla out here, y'all.
And grows. I thought maybe it was just a glitch you could hit at first. No. Not only is it growing, you're seeing a system here that's moving, swelling. And it goes all the way until it hits South Africa over here.
Yo, I gotta hit up some people in South Africa, see what's going on.
City of Cape Town yet to quantify damage caused by devastating storm. Viral video of ocean in Cape Town amid bad weather has citizens fearing tsunami. And it was killing people apparently. The wind is so strong in Cape Town, it has reversed the tide. No waves. One's coming, that's for sure. Wow. That is bananas. It was like snapping trees down apparently.
I wonder what it could have been.
Yeah, so what is that? What is that? Why did that? What could have? Okay, I want you to think about this. This is Texas. This is Texas. What is Texas sized that could have possibly not been there at 4 o'clock? And then
It's probably bigger than Texas.
2 hours later, the size of Texas with 83-foot tall waves, which is like, I mean, compare that to anywhere else. It's twice the size of what this chart is over here. It's twice this. Twice, it couldn't go darker. It had no more darkness to go for that. It's like 48 and above is death or something. And it's like right there. Texas size. And we're talking, all right, 40 feet, 80. So all, it's like 11. Look at that. The size of that. Bananas. Super crazy.
I wonder where it's at right now, or what's going on right now.
Maybe we should look at this. It's going away. Look at that. It's sucking. The water is running away. Look at that. What? It's running towards that thing, whatever it is.
They're talking about strong winds.
That is absolutely bananas.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Look at that. That is wild.
Yeah, what's really going on, man? I don't even know who
In the
Lockheed
eclipse,
or whatever that
as
person
you can
was.
see, the moon is in front of the sun. Y'all, we are in the 3 days of darkness. We just don't know it because, well, we have been NASA'd by man. Deceived. That artificial sun that is giving off...
3 days of darkness. So if there is a fake sun up there right now, I don't know if it's a fake sun, but if there is, that would explain why, you know, it's not really dark to us. And I could see them doing that. Like, imagine if the sun did go away and they didn't want nobody to know. They just put a fake sun up there and nobody would question it. I mean, people are definitely questioning it.
Well, what we all just assumed was sunlight is hiding the truth of 3 days of darkness that we are now and currently in. Because that sun, our real sun, is still stuck in an eclipse. Our sun is black as sackcloth, and our moon is not giving its light. And that sun that you're looking at today isn't our sun at all. So I kept seeing these geometric signs, these hexagons. And even this morning, when I got this discernment about our sun, I was in the shower. I said, Abba, what is it? What am I feeling? Something is off. He said, my child, look down. And I did again. And there it was, my round metal shower drain with squares all around it, much like the hexagon pattern I saw in the hall. I went outside and I took a video of my sun, our sun, your sun. That's not our sun. I took a picture, a video of that globe up there that's burning bright. The imposter that is not our real sun. And y'all, when I tell you, I am shook. No, I'm shook. But before I show you that, I want to show you this video from the eclipse, the one that gave me the answers I needed. The one that left everybody, I'm assuming especially the person taking the video, completely in shock, awe, and utterly confused. This was directly during the eclipse, and the moon is now moving away. Guys, it is vital you watch what the moon does here.
Look at that.
What's that all about? What is that? Yeah, what is that?
That's right, you guys.
Dang, man. I thought she was going to tell us what she thought it was. What y'all think it is, though?
I'm trying to document this very weird anomaly taking place on Ventu Sky. I don't know what this blob is here, but it's coming from what looks like Antarctica. If we backtrack a little bit, you're going to see it disappear and reappear on the screen. So we move into Monday the 8th, which was obviously 3 days ago. Watch as we move into Tuesday. This mass pops up with waves of 83.7 feet in height. What in God's name is this thing moving out of Antarctica, as you can see, and then it moves up the coast of Africa into the Atlantic Ocean. Watch this as we move into Wednesday the 10th, Thursday the 11th, which is today. This is going on right now. I don't know if these waves are actually hitting the coast or if this is some sort of glitch in the system, but I've never seen anything like this. This giant blob is showing 83.7 foot waves. This does not seem to be any sort of storm system. Let me zoom back out here. Let's move forward and see where this thing is projected to go. Watch this. Here's Friday the 12th tomorrow, moving more up the African coast. Here is Saturday the 13th. We can see it start to wrap around the northern western coast of Africa up into the Atlantic. Here is Sunday the 14th. Monday the 15th, we are in the Atlantic Ocean with waves of 62.1, 63 feet. This is just incredible. Here is Tuesday the 16th, and look, the entire thing is now in the Atlantic Ocean with averages of about 40 feet. There's 44, 33, 34.3. This is just very weird. What are we looking at here? Here's Wednesday the 17th, the last available data for this. And now we see the entire Atlantic Ocean, which, as we've discussed, is already months ahead of time as far as temperatures, and we're looking at this very odd anomaly coming out of Antarctica. Now watch, I'm going to backtrack. I'll show you where this thing begins. We'll go all the way back to Monday the 8th. This is where the anomaly begins, and sometimes it glitches out. It's very weird. Here's Tuesday the 9th, and there it is. Pops right up. It's almost like this thing shot out of Antarctica and up towards the African coast. And as we backtrack in hours, we go to 5 a.m., 8 a.m., 11 a.m., 2 p.m., 5 p.m., 8 p.m., and that's where it pops up between 5 and 8 p.m. This thing does not exist, and then it does exist on Tuesday the 9th at 8 p.m.
No, it popped
After
out of
that,
nowhere.
it just slowly moves up into the African coast. Here is the 10th once again, Thursday the 11th, Friday the 12th, Saturday the 13th, Sunday the 14th, Monday the 15th, and then Tuesday and Wednesday, this thing bleeds all the way into the Atlantic Ocean.
What came out of
friends,
Antarctica?
What are we looking at here?
during
I'll
the
dig into this
eclipse?
some more and bring you whatever information I come across, here is a follow-up on this Antarctica anomaly. That's not the only thing going on. We also have a significant event going on the west coast of South America. I'm going to show you that in just a minute, but again, this is the anomaly here that came off of Antarctica. There's a theory that an iceberg may have released off the bottom of the ocean on this part of Antarctica and rose up to the sea surface, causing these anomalies to be picked up by Ventu sky. Now again, we can follow this thing all the way up into the Atlantic Ocean over the next 4 to 5 days. It's very, very weird. You can see it right here, 83.7 feet. And we'll come back to this, but look at what's going on in South America. And I want you to look at this here. This is our National Data Buoy Center. This measures tsunami buoys, big waves, earthquakes, things like that, and it shows us what's going on with our buoys. If we click this one right here, you can see the information is showing that just overnight last night into the morning of the 11th, this buoy dropped over 2,000 meters, almost as if it snapped off the buoy and the sensor dropped to the sea floor. But keep in mind, this is right off the coast of South America. And if we go ahead and look at the wave height for this area, obviously we have the anomaly coming off Antarctica, but then over here, there's not much going on where this buoy went off. In fact, it's about right in this area here. We do have a little bit of upper waves here, 10.5 feet, nothing to be scared over. But what caused that buoy to drop out of nowhere over 2,000 meters? That's another thing I don't think I've ever seen before. I am always checking out these buoys. Every hurricane, every earthquake, I come right here to check them. And now this one is the one right here, right where we just checked the wave heights, which is about 10.5 feet, a drop of over 2,000 meters. That's insane. That's almost a complete fail of the buoy. I'm surprised it's even in event mode and not taken offline completely. But there is some weird stuff going on in the South Pacific and the South Atlantic Oceans right now. Both are very close to the continent of Antarctica. And I gotta say, this is just something I've never seen before. This mass moving off of the coast of Antarctica, possibly a big iceberg, and this is the forecast of waves that are going to be caused by it. If there is any truth to this, this is something to keep an eye on. I think it's something that's interesting regardless of whether it actually takes place or not, because we're looking at the 15th, 16th, and 17th here, and we can't even forecast weather that far ahead of time. So to see these waves in the Atlantic like this probably won't happen exactly like this, but the fact that it's being picked up and the fact that it was seen by this website right here, this dense anomaly that definitely came off the coast of Antarctica. All right, my friends, what is going on? And just to verify, the only earthquakes that have taken place within this area near Argentina was a 4.3 earlier today. Nothing even close enough to cause a buoy to drop nearly 2,000 meters. All right, my friends, I appreciate you all. Keep an eye on the X channel. I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
We about to start seeing Godzilla and King Kong at this point.
Oh, Caroline.
Ryan Garcia coming out about Hollywood elites, Diddy's house getting raided, April 8th solar eclipse, CERN opening up on the solar eclipse, Hollywood's secret coming out, World War III, demon face syndrome, us in the book of Revelations. Yeah, it's time to get right with God, they say.
You are in terrible danger.
Maybe it is about that time.
Mayak. Ma stands for country. Yak, of the ancestors, through which all living earthly things
we know almost
were
nothing
produced.
about Maya government.
Let's keep going.
And little about the daily experience of Maya life. We would know even less were it not for the discovery of this unimposing-looking building, which in 1946 was publicized to the world by a filmmaker named Giles G. Healy. For here is the fabled Bonampak, a name which means in Maya, painted walls. The building contains 3 rooms, each of which is covered, walls and ceiling, with a virtual encyclopedia of scenes at a Maya court. These murals have enabled scholars to reconstruct much more completely the details of ritual, costume, social custom, and life as it was lived in such centers as Tikal, Copan, and Palenque during the 4th to 9th centuries AD. The pigments have been amazingly preserved by mineral deposits on the plaster, enabling us to make accurate renderings. To see, for example, that though the Maya were not a notably warlike people, they did carry out military raids and took prisoners, perhaps for religious sacrifice. The hallmark of the classic period is polychrome pottery. This, called the Chama vase, shows not black-skinned natives, but Indians wearing black paint.
Indians wearing black paint, huh? Look at the dreads on the Mayan's head at the bottom right of this monument. We know what kind of people they were. We know the truth now.
Yo, he said Indians wearing black paint. That's crazy.
If you look closely, you can see a man standing right there. But the thing is, that man was a giant, captured by Andrew Dawson. Sadly, Andrew Dawson did not survive. Months after he recorded this, he is now not here. He's unalived. And it was a mystery still to this day surrounding it. We have another Andrew Dawson.
Okay, people, check this out. So yesterday, I was sitting on the bottom of this mountain right here, and it sounded like a door shut, or like if you ever heard an aluminum industrial door just boom, like it rings after it shuts. And it scared me because I was just sitting right here. But if you look up, let me see if I can zoom in. I can't zoom in, but that's a door right there. I'm thinking that's a door, man. Now, I'm sure you've seen all these videos where they find the doors on the side of the mountain, but I swear to God, I heard something shut. When I looked up, I was looking at that. And I'm looking at it, and it looks like a door to me. So my only inclination is to climb back up there and check it out. Let's do it.
Okay, let's do a recap on Andrew Dawson. Andrew Dawson filmed what he believed to be a giant standing on top of a mountain in Canada. After he filmed this, he put it on social media and was telling everybody what it was. And a lot of people was seeing it, and a lot of people were thinking that it looked like a giant. Given the size and given the mountains surrounding, it looked just like what he was saying. However, he began to have problems from different authorities, the CIA. He said he was being followed, and initially he ended up being unalived, which again, like I said, is still a mystery. This new video that has come out is looking like it may be leading down the same path.
Back, man. I'm just really paranoid, man. Check this out. I spent Easter in a fucking holding tank, okay? These people showed me pictures of my pages. Like, they literally just printed pages off of all my social media pages and showed me. They're watching me. They know who I am. They know what I've been doing. And I have a feeling that I'm
same thing they did to Andrew.
Find these pyramids. Now, I'm right here behind these gates. Because that's how you get to the door. Why would this door be fenced up? Why? That's why I'm here. So, just to let you know, I'm not missing. I was detained for 3 days.
Now they fence the
I
door.
want to do videos so I can explain to you everything that went on for those 3 days. I was let out this morning, but the whole point for them detaining me was I had a pistol. My bad. I'm a felon. I had a pistol on me. It was clean. I restored my rights. I restored my gun rights over 8 years ago, and I was clean. I don't know why they kept me, but the probable cause was I had a pistol. This morning they cited me out. No charges filed. They let me go. And the craziest part is I can't even tell you where they let me out of. They're watching me.
He don't even know where he was at.
The bottom of this, and I'm gonna do a part 2 of this video and let you guys know what happened while I was detained. But I wanted to do this video to let everybody know that I'm safe, I'm not missing, and I was detained by State Federal Police Thursday. Actually, I'm sorry, Friday, and I got let out this morning. Fuck, they're kind of bad. All right, I gotta go, man.
It's crazy. That's
these guys are back, and I think they're gonna kick me off the fucking place. I gotta get on the other side of this fence. Peace.
Now, if that update doesn't sound familiar, then it should, because this is what Andrew Dawson's update video sounded like.
I just got stopped by like some CIA agent. He told me to turn around and said I'm trespassing. I said it's a public area. Are we gonna go on an adventure? I'm gonna see if he's there early in the morning. Yeah, this is him. What's going on?
Mind you, this public property.
Turn around. Really?
Yeah, man, just turn around.
So you're saying that right now, currently ongoing in our Congress, there are members of Congress who have been compromised by either special interests or the intelligence community to not give the American public information on Jeffrey Epstein?
I believe so. 100%. 100%. I will tell you one quick thing. I know it's a little different, but I've been involved in the UFO UAP issue, and it's, like I said, I'm not going to bring out little green men and a flying saucer, but it's about transparency. I had an amendment on the FAA reauthorization bill that said if an American pilot sees a UAP, an anomaly or something, and they make a report to the FAA, that report has to be made available to Congress. I was told by the whip, I said, what happened to my amendment? And he said, it was killed by the intelligence community. And I said, you mean the intelligence committee? And he said, no, the intelligence community. It was not even brought up. And these are unelected bureaucrats that have that much control. And so, yeah, we got to start electing people with guts in both parties. This pandering stuff that's going on now, it's just a distraction.
So you're saying,
they don't want that listed.
To say it's just a logo, but we have to look at it for what it truly is, and that's a subliminal message. Cause what if I told you this is a Foot Locker commercial? You see those UFO spaceships? Check out this commercial from a few years ago.
Cities are reeling as the meteor storm, zombie epidemic, and alien encounters continue unabated. Safe to say, this is the best week ever.
What are you doing? Run! It's the week of greatness. What you doing? It's really happening! This is a real thing!
Nah, man. This is the real thing.
That's crazy, man.
Are you wearing the new Icon Clash?
I need this in a size 8.
I need a 6.
I need this in a 16. I got you.
Not today. Is it dead?
Clash not dead. Hell yeah. Hey kid, where are you headed? You know it's the end of the world, right?
Yeah, but it's the start of week of greatness.
It's the best week ever.
Yo, that says something to the times we in, man. Because I could see that happening. The whole world just going to shit. And people don't care about it at all. Not at all. They just care about their shoes or their clothes or their Instagram. You know, TikTok. Now that's creepy. Ain't no wind, no nothing. Nah, man. The dog seen it first.
Recently, I carried out a paranormal investigation at Oxford Castle. We were let in overnight and the only people there. This was live footage which I didn't notice at the time, but if you look closely, there appears to be a face at the window.
I seen it.
As I rounded the corner and walked down one of the dark halls, I saw a figure leaning against the wall. Again, it wasn't there while I was doing the live feed.
You see some creepy, spooky stuff, yo.